I'm sorry, but if you look at Donald Trump and you see a good man, then I can't trust you around children.
Hey guys, we are back at it again. Welcome back to another video. I have a few more winners lined up for you guys. If you were looking to find some wise words from some very knowledgeable people spreading their opinions over the internet, you're not going to find it in this video. Let's get into it.
Hear me out. I'm thinking that I should apply to be an ICE agent and create a new Facebook and shit that's pro-Trump and Trump and get the student loan forgiveness, get the 50K sign on, maybe get a couple paychecks up in there, and be totally useless, like sneaking people out and just not arresting people, or being oh yeah, no, I don't know, that seems like a bad lead, or arresting just white people, being you look suspicious, and then just getting fired and collecting unemployment. I could be onto something here.
You know what's not illegal? Putting something behind someone's tire that doesn't pop the tire. You know what you should do? Fill little pudding cups full of paint and keep them in your car to put behind Tesla trucks' tires, because they have cameras so they can re-watch the pop.
If you really think that Donald Trump is out here offering these homeless people in DC shelter, addiction counseling, mental and medical health care, you really believe that? Then I got a fucking beach house property I could sell you in Idaho. They just passed the big ugly fucking bill which slashed all sorts of funding for social programs and healthcare. Where the fuck do you think they're getting the money from to provide all this for the homeless people? They're not. It's a fucking lie. He's lying to you.
Recording me and harassing me.
Look, he threw me down. He threw me down.
I did not touch you.
He threw me down. I'm on the ground. He threw me down. He pushed me.
Did you take your medication today?
He pushed me.
Did you take your medication?
He pushed me. He pushed me. He pushed.
I just left the grocery store and I saw someone open carrying. I fucking hate it here. What the fuck? Why do you need to bring a gun to the grocery store? What the fuck? What the actual fuck?
So I've had a bunch of MAGA recently start following me on TikTok. I'm not really sure why, because what about this screams this is for MAGA, you know? You want to see something that'll definitely get the MAGA rolling because they hate something? Alright, MAGA, I know exactly what you hate the most. Look at this. Look at that leg hair. Is that upsetting to you? Because you don't like adult women?
MAGA! MAGA! Are you home? Are you awake? Are you awake yet? Do you see what's happening? He's taking over the DC City Police. Oh my gosh, are you awake yet? This is a regime. This is a full government takeover. And I tell you what, he's sitting there with his little finger. He's sitting with his finger on the button to pull martial law. He can't wait to do that. And guess what? He'll set up his pearly little gates all around DC and keep himself protected. Y'all are dumb as fuck. I can't understand how anyone can support this or not see what's truly happening. They believe that he's just cleaning up the streets. Can you imagine being so delusional that you think he's trying to clean up the streets? Crime in DC is down 34%, I think was the last numbers. It's not an unsafe city, you people. Maybe if you got off your damn couch, stopped watching Fox News, and actually traveled and go places, maybe to DC, maybe you could learn a little history, go in the museums and stuff, then you would know. I brought my kids to DC. We rode bikes. My daughter was 8 years old. So, and we didn't even stay in the city. We biked from out in the suburbs. Give me a fucking break. Oh, to the rest of y'all, peace out.
Could you guys imagine, like, being this stupid? I'm sorry, I don't usually like to take shots at somebody's intelligence, but she doesn't even look that she's convinced herself of anything that she's saying. And I really get a kick out of it when you have a completely delusional, whacked out liberal talking about how delusional Republicans are and how we watch all of our propaganda on Fox News. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I do like Fox News. There's a few of the hosts I really like there. And you know one thing I like about them? I'm not gonna take every single thing they say as fact, but what's the big difference when it comes to Fox News, CNN, and MSNBC? They smile, they laugh, they have jokes. Do you see anybody on MSNBC actually laugh with one another, or do they not look like they hate each other? Do you guys remember when Joy Reid was still there and there would be like just her and there would be a couple of white people of her co-hosts around her? You know, when they would try and do like their version of the five, there'd be like 5 or 6 of them around. She would start spewing out her rhetoric and they would all just kind of sit there like, yeah, Joy. Like, you can tell they couldn't stand her. They were probably happy as hell when she left. MSNBC, miserable people. CNN, not quite as miserable. Fox News, they have a laugh, they joke around. And despite the fact that liberals are in denial about it, they actually do provide factual evidence of things that they're talking about. But what do we have here? We have another completely whacked out, delusional liberal who obviously does not live in DC because she's talking about how she's brought her child there, giving you her opinion that no, it's fine, it's completely safe there. If you want proof, go to a museum. Crime is down 34%. The numbers have been fudged in DC, and evidence has come out of that. But the bottom line is this. DC is where the White House is. That's where the president is. It shouldn't be the 3rd highest murder rate in the country, right around the White House. That's just unacceptable. That is the welcome mat of the United States. So quite frankly, what Trump's doing in DC right now, there's a lot of other terrible cities, I'm sorry, in the United States. I think he's completely within his legal right, if he's able to do it, to help out other cities clean up their city as well. I've seen residents of Chicago praising what's happening in DC and asking Trump, come this way next, please. Chicago apparently is just absolutely awful when it comes to violent crime. But what's the left gonna tell you? What's the liberals gonna tell you? Oh no, that's just all made up. Donald Trump is only going after the cities where there's black mayors because he's, what is it? He's racist. Now, I'm sorry, it's got nothing to do with race. One thing you guys will notice about all these sanctuary cities, there's an easy pattern to spot out here. And again, pattern recognition, they claim to have it, but they obviously don't. When it comes to the mayor, when it comes to the police chief, when it comes to the fire chief, it's almost like it's a requirement, right? Either you have to be black, you have to either be gay, or you have to be a woman. But in any of these sanctuary cities, it seems like if you are what they call a cis white male, you can't have any of these positions. You cannot have a position of authority in any form in any of these sanctuary cities. And then look at the results. Look, again, this is not about race. Now, I'm not sure what her name is, but the mayor that's out there in DC, have you guys seen her in front of a microphone? How just unsure of herself she looked? Does she look like as if she's as sharp as a tack? Does she look like she can really hold a good, healthy debate? Or does it look like it would be absolutely easy to destroy her in a conversation? And that's who's supposed to be running DC. That's the one who's taking care of everything, guys. She's the one who backs Donald Trump coming into DC to help her out. And then a couple days later, what does she do? She goes and flips on him, claiming that crime is down. Now, I don't know, if you're the person who's truly like in charge, if you're the boss, the mayor's the boss of that area, right? The first thing you said is what you got to stick with. How are you going to say one thing one day and then flip your story on another day? It looks weak. It does not look like leadership. That's not leadership. I'm sorry. Don't want to say it. Don't want to sound racist. It's just my opinion here, YouTube, but it looks like an obvious DEI hire. So when it comes to whacked out, useless liberals like this young lady here that we're talking about, again, what you have here is somebody who does not live in that city, who is being selfish. She doesn't actually care about the safety of the citizens that are in that city. Again, liberals seem to have no problem with anything illegal going on as long as it's not affecting them directly. But if they have a talking point to use against MAGA and Donald Trump, boy, do they ever milk it the best they can.
Does anybody else find it extremely odd that the president that we have right now self-admittingly drinks like a 24-pack of Diet Coke a day, and he's the same exact president with the same exact presidential campaign that is trying to take away pop and whatever else, but mainly pop, from the EBT program for poor and impoverished people. It's almost like it's not about making America healthy again. It's just about taking things away from poor people. It's literally just to be cruel. There's no other reason. Our own fucking president drinks Diet Coke like water, and you're sitting here and you're telling me, make America healthy again. Just saying.
I can't believe our nation's heroes are a hot Italian dude and a guy who threw a sandwich at a cop wearing boat shoes.
I would like to retire, but
your title has lost all of its honor and dignity and respect.
Oh, really? Well, there's a lot of people that don't feel the same as you. You know that?
There's a lot of people who feel the same.
So you have a great day.
Have the day you deserve, which is a day in your own detention center.
I bet you Republican maggots are fucking pissed. Texas gerrymandering was defeated very soundly. You guys lost everything. You didn't win anything in the session. Ha ha ha.
No job. If you go get a job, they're gonna take my Section 8. Then you won't be able to get no Section 8. You're not going to get no job. They're gonna count your income against my Section 8 and my link card. You're not working. No. So I don't care what you gotta say. I don't care how you feel. You're not working. You're not going to get a job. You're not going to school. You're not doing none of that shit. Get on Section 8. Find you a nice apartment. Go get you a link card. You will be fine. You don't have to sit up and work. You don't have to work no job. The government is here to help us.
I mean, but they are. I saw it with my own two eyes. What are you talking about? Like, all of you people saying that it's not true, that they're not going door to door, just simply must live under rocks, because it's literally all over the fucking internet. If you don't believe me, go out and search it up for yourself to prove yourself right. Do it to prove yourself right. Pretend like you're gonna do some research in order to prove yourself right, and you'll see that you're in fact wrong. You're wrong.
White people are the only race of people who think they deserve a trophy and a parade for treating people who don't look like them with respect and human decency. Y'all think y'all deserve a motherfucking award because you were nice to a black person or to somebody of a different race. Y'all really do. And it's the weirdest thing. It's like, I'm not racist like everybody else. Like, I'm nice to this person because you fucking should be nice to that person. It's like when men want an award for cleaning the kitchen. It's the weirdest fucking thing.
Very interesting clip. Very short, but short and sweet. And I wish that more young black ladies like this would get in front of a camera and speak their mind like this. Now, is she saying white people think they deserve an award just for being nice to somebody who doesn't look like them? Who do we all think she's talking about? She's talking about white liberals. I just wish that she said the word liberals, because that's who's doing it. That's who's doing all the pandering. That's who's trying to kiss black asses. Now, I'm sorry, The black community does not want you to kiss their ass, but for some reason, you are forcing your lips upon said butt cheeks. I've said it before and I'm gonna say it again. They did not ask for you to jump to the front lines to help them. Why do you even assume that they need this help? Why aren't you letting them speak up for themselves? No, it's exactly what she said. You're virtue signaling, it's fake empathy, you're trying to look like this heroic good person. And what's the result turning out to be? Because it's only so long before people really start to see through it, right? Other people of my skin color have been able to see through it, but it took a little bit longer, and the black community's finally speaking out about it a little bit more now. It comes off as racist. You don't defend somebody who does not need defending. It makes them look like they're lower than you. And that's all, especially you liberal white women, have been doing. Do you know how pitiful it looks when you guys jump in front of cameras and saying, we have to defend black women at all costs? You know what? When a black woman's talking, what do? We shut up and listen. Oh my God. Do you not understand how completely pitiful that looks? And ignorant, all at the same time. It's truly amazing what you liberal women have pulled off here. And it's like some strange concoction that was like a freak of nature that you guys put together. You guys think that you're being nice, but the end result, what you guys have gotten out of this, and it's becoming more and more obvious now, more and more apparent, you're coming off as ignorant, weak, and desperate, all at the same time while being packaged by racism. And then you have the nerve to jump in front of cameras and call MAGA racist. But how often do you actually hear the word racist or racism come out of MAGA's mouth? It seems to come out of liberal lips on a daily basis, several times a day. That white privilege, it's just ridiculous at this point. You guys look pathetic. And it's only common sense, guys, but I'm sorry, you guys don't really have much common sense, but you guys are looking at the black woman as if they are like the stronger, better creature than you are. But how often in history has it really happened where somebody who's strong respects somebody who's weak, brittle, and pathetic? It's just kind of a natural turnoff. They just kind of just like, yeah, just stay over there. And that's what you guys have done to yourself. Instead of just trusting in yourself and believing that you're on a level playing ground, because that's how all humans are. No human should be looking down on one another. We should always be at eye level. But no, you guys are looking up. And that's the worst position to be in life. If you don't want to look down at somebody, you definitely got to keep it at eye level out of respect. But as soon as you find yourself looking up to somebody, you're in trouble. And you guys have been looking up for so long now, since November, looking up so long and so high, your neck must be sore. And we've been calling it out. Just like you guys like to say, we've been trying to tell you guys, yeah, we've been trying to tell you guys just how pathetic you're making yourselves look with all this white privilege talk and all this racism talk, and then talking about, you know, we have to like look up to black women. We have to protect black women. We have to listen to everything that they say. When a black woman's talking, we have to shut our mouth and just listen. And really, what did that really get you? Now it's leading to embarrassment. The walls are closing in on you, and it's about time. But some of the black community's finally standing up and saying, guys, shut the heck up. So why don't you guys take your own advice? You said it yourselves. When a black woman speaks, what do? We shut up and listen. Well, they're telling you something. Maybe you should listen.
If I ever hear the word bitch come out of a man's mouth, I am saying something, and I am going to tell him never to say that again. Same with other slurs against women, and I think y'all know which ones I'm talking about. They should never leave a man's mouth, and it is that serious. It is. I'm sorry if you think I'm being too woke or too sensitive, but like, it is that serious. And I do believe that the only reason that these slurs aren't seen as slurs is because misogyny is the only form of oppression that cannot include men in any form. And I think we need to start taking that a little bit more seriously.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but if marriage equality is overturned, then I no longer recognize or participate in heterosexual marriages at all. I won't be attending, I won't be sending gifts, I won't be supporting your kids. At all.
I went to a new psychiatrist today, and I have a bit of a rule that I use when I'm choosing my mental health care providers, and that I don't want them to be actively in psychosis, so they cannot be a maggot. So she's like, well, what makes your anxiety worse? And I was like, politics, the news, you know. And so we kind of went back and forth, like just throwing out like little test statements to like see where each other were, where we were. politically, and finally she was just like, okay, sounds like we're on the same side. I was like, oh, thank God. So I'm at the store, I'm at Dollar General, Flowery Branch, Georgia. I just popped over to the makeup aisle, just always kind of browse, and looking at the foundations offered. Look at that. So there's not a single shade anywhere on this shelf that I can use. Nowhere. So when I'm talking about privilege, I don't have the privilege of just walking into a store and finding makeup my color. That's a privilege.
And I'm telling you, baby, if you ever wonder what white chocolate look like, what the definition of it was, it's right here. Like, look at this shit for real, baby. I like a sexy ass paper towel. Stop playing. I like the first drafted napkin to the get picked. Real shit. I ain't playing. Real talking. Don't call me no crackhead. I don't crack whips. I eat ass.
Violence is the answer. Stop telling us it's not. It's the only way that these types of regimes have ever been overthrown. It's never been through peaceful protest or contacting your congressperson or your senator. It's violence. It's always violence. So prepare yourself.
If you're a Trump supporter at this point, you like underage kids. Yep. And if you're a female, you support the man in your household that does. Or you're protecting your dad or your brothers. Yep. That's why you don't speak up. That's why you say, oh, absolutely not. This is the final straw. I don't support him any longer. Are you kidding me? It's because this is familiar behavior to you. This is how you grew up. You like people like that. Because, it's just so easy to just turn a blind eye and pretend it's not really facts. Instead of confronting people and holding them accountable. Because it's the racism that overshadows everything that you love. So why would you turn around and say, absolutely not? He likes kids. It's because you do too. So why bring it up? Why let it be the breaking point? Because if you did, then you'd have to go, oh, well, I'm not really a racist either. And yeah, that's probably not a good thing either. We know you. You're so easy to figure out.
Isn't it kind of cute when liberals they try and act smart, they try this little reverse psychology thing on you and whatnot, but everything that she's saying here, she's saying, you're accepting this type of attitude, with this and that and facts. Like, what facts? What the hell are you talking about? Turn a blind eye to what? What evidence? We all know what she's hinting at here. What evidence do any of you liberals actually have? This is nothing new. You guys never have any facts to back up anything that you guys say. All you guys do is get in front of cameras and flap off your mouth and act vulgar with nothing to back it up. I know you guys truly, and it's kind of sick that you really want the president of your country to be a pedophile. It's a little bit of a sick thing. It's a strange fetish that you guys seem to have here. But unfortunately, I hate to disappoint you guys. I really don't think you're going to get what you're looking for. Now, I know somebody who maybe has an untrained eye, somebody who doesn't really have a very, sharp brain, a little bit of a butter knife, 5 cans short of a 6-pack. I can see how you'd get that impression like, hey, he must be guilty. He hasn't released those files yet. But if you stop and use your brain for a second and actually, be a little bit of a chess player like we like to say that Donald Trump is, there's a reason why he's always several moves ahead of everybody. How do you guys just not see this yet? I know you guys will say, well, look, he mumbled up his words when he was talking. Yes, you ask Donald Trump a question. It could even be a very simple question. And he'll start to answer it and he'll stray way over here where it's like, oh my God, he's not even talking about what I asked him anymore. But he always makes his way back. Donald Trump likes to talk. He likes to showboat. He doesn't like to leave dead air. He likes to fill it with words. All these accusations that you guys want to keep making, like some of them were a little bit acceptable. When you guys want to call him like a fraud or that he paid Stormy Daniels, all that type of stuff, okay, you guys didn't cross a certain barrier there. But now that you guys are getting into this whole little diddler thing, you guys are kind of crossing a line in the sand that you really shouldn't. Especially over the past 4 years. How much video evidence is there of just little inappropriate things that Joe Biden had done with, younger people, little sniffs here, little sniffs there, little whispers, and some of these whispers you could hear. I'm pretty sure that he called somebody who's underage, a little underage girl, called her sexy. A little bit weird, I'm sorry. But of course, no, you guys don't have a problem with that at all. You guys don't have a problem at all that Bill Clinton had frequent flyer miles when it came to going to Epstein's Island. No problem at all there. If they're a Democrat, don't worry about it. You're all good. We turn a blind eye. You know, I've seen somebody say it in the comments today in my video, or yesterday's video, saying that if the whole Epstein file was released now for the public to see, all the liberals would just literally go to the section with T. And if Trump wasn't in there, they would just throw the file aside. And that is just so very true. All you guys give a shit about with the Epstein files, you guys don't want accountability for anybody. You guys are trying to act all big and bad now, saying, doesn't matter what Democrat's on there, we just want justice to be served. No, you guys just want Donald Trump. And you're going to be so heavily disappointed. Because I've explained it before, I guess I'll explain it one more time. You guys are the party of snakes. You guys eat yourselves. You guys will throw any one of each other under the bus if it came to taking down Donald Trump. And they've had access to these files if need be. These files were under lock and key at the FBI and the New York FBI office also, right? Where there was extra files, but this was all under Democratic control. So why didn't they use it then? Because there's nothing there. Okay, so then why are the Democrats asking for it to come out now? Because they know that the Republicans cannot release the file in its entirety. You Democrats were trying to get everything released. We're talking about victims, witness names, everything. People that are innocent that'll even be mentioned. You guys gotta keep that in mind as well. Even an innocent person's name being implicated in those files will ruin them for the rest of their lives, even though they've done nothing wrong. They have to be very careful and comb through this extremely carefully before they can release information on it. And again, it's not gonna come out one big list. It'll come out piece by piece by piece by piece. Or should I say indictment after indictment after indictment after indictment. But meanwhile, keep in mind, there's been a lot of corruption exposed. Now I know Elon Musk and Donald Trump are not best of buddies right now, but Doge exposed a lot. USAID, massive scam. There's a lot of extremely rich Democrats in Congress and Senate that make well above their pay grade. How do you have a salary of a couple, I don't know, less than $200,000 a year, yet you're worth $21 million? What the hell does Hakeem Jeffries, what does he do that's worth $21.6 million? Does he look like the brightest guy to you? Does he look like an economic genius? Does he look smart in any way whatsoever? No, there's a lot of crooked, dark money that went through USAID and right back into their pockets. These guys are starting to panic now. So what's one of their only moves? They're grasping for desperation at this point. It's like putting a rabid dog in a corner. They are going to try and smear Donald Trump's reputation the best they can. I mean, they've been trying to do it for years and it's fail after fail after fail, but hey, let's give it one more shot with the Epstein list, right? And that's exactly what they're doing right now. They're trying to damage his credibility so that when he starts indicting people, it's going to look like Donald Trump's doing it out of spite, that he's trying to just take down his political enemies. So what's Trump doing? Of course, being that chess player that's 10 steps ahead of everybody. He's going to do it slowly. He's going to do it step by step by step. He's got to make the situation that's about to be made public easy to digest for the American public. The American public's not going to just accept Donald Trump starting to indict everybody. That's not going to work out well. But when you put enough evidence out there to actually show the guilt and the corruption that's been going on, and when you start to have people that aren't even just conservative or Republican, when you have people that are in the center and even leaning left saying, hey, it's time to start arresting some people, that's when the indictments will start to be going out. So you guys can keep trying to call Donald Trump a diddler all you want. You can keep trying to smear him all you want. You're gonna get your Epstein files. You guys are not going to like the information that you find in there. All right, guys, that is it for this one. If you guys are new to the channel and you're not subscribed as of yet, please consider doing so. If not, if you can like the video, share the video, interact with it in one way or another. Of course, I still have one more clip lined up for you guys. And until the next video, have a good one, guys.
What I'm about to say will be classified as fear-mongering, but somebody got to say it, and I hope to God Almighty that I'm wrong. But it's my belief, based on everything that's happening with the Texas redistricting situation and, you know, the states gearing up to gerrymander the hell out of their congressional district, that there will be a civil war of sorts before the 2026 midterms, depending on how this shit shakes out. We are well past the point of no return. And if we're being honest, one can argue we're already in the very beginnings of a cold civil war right now. Essentially, the maggots in our government and the ones in the administration are actively taking steps to steal the 2026 midterm elections because they know if it's left up to the voters, they would get washed. They know that if the sentiment among voters carries into November of next year, they know that there's going to be a gigantic blue wave that will take over the House. They will lose a lot of fucking seats. And if they lose the House, Donald Trump loses his ability to move freely as far as executive orders, as far as all the bullshit he's been doing and all the shit he's been trying to get passed. So they're trying to steal the election. And on the other side, you have Democrats for the first time in a long time showing real backbone and spine and display a willingness that I don't think I've ever seen to get down in them trenches and fight fire with fire. And while I can appreciate the spine, I can appreciate the backbone, I can appreciate the balls that are being displayed by the Democratic Party right now. If you have both sides committed to not playing fair, that will devolve into a very violent situation very quickly. Because depending on the results of the midterm elections next year and how this shit shake out, one or both sides will probably escalate the situation further because they feel like they're out of options. It is my opinion that this is happening. We are well past the point of no return. There's nothing we can do about it. But watch this shit play out and hope to God it ain't too bad. Actually, I take that back. There is one way out of this. There's only one. That is if that bill introduced by that Republican senator from California is passed. And that bill essentially bans mid-decade redistricting of congressional districts. That would put a stop to all this shit right now. But the chances of that actually getting passed in the Senate and in the House, right, and then Donald Trump signing it on top of that is slim to none. So yeah, enjoy the peace while you got it, because shit is going to get real very soon.